After the weekend, there has been a lot of people turn their back on Reform as a party. I am a supporter, I favour Reform, or have been, but after the weekend's comments, I, like many of you, have been a little disgruntled with the way that Richard Tice went about his comments. Now, for those...
Tommy Robinson, people have been protesting in his name. What do you make of Tommy Robinson? Is he a good guy in your eyes?
No. All of that lot, we have nothing to do with them.
Even the protesters who have got banners up saying two-tier Keir, you agree with them on the policing and justice?
We agree with ourselves. I'm not aligning ourselves with Tommy Robinson's lot in...
Well, he's attacking the leadership of Britain. I mean, he's saying Britain's been terribly badly led, and that the grooming scandal, the mass rape scandal, which has resurfaced, and transcripts of what was said in court have been online, and I recommend you at home don't read them. You won't sleep at night.
Reform UK is in the hot seat, facing mounting pressure to make an unprecedented U-turn on their stance toward Tommy Robinson. But what's behind this shocking twist? Stay tuned as we uncover the bombshell revelation shaking the party to its core. For years, Tommy Robinson has been a prominent figure in exposing the chilling crimes committed by grooming gangs in the United Kingdom. His unwavering fight for justice, despite widespread criticism and vilification, has made him a central figure in a deeply divisive national debate. Frequently labelled a far-right extremist by his detractors, Robinson has faced relentless scrutiny and significant personal sacrifices to highlight the systemic failures that enabled these crimes to continue. However, recent revelations of institutional cover-ups and intentional suppression of information have validated many of his claims. Hey, quick favour before we move on. If you find this political content interesting, go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel. Most of you watch without subscribing, and it's totally free, but it helps us out so much. Have you done it yet? Thanks a ton for the support. Now let's get back to the video.
Do you worry that the party pooper could be the person who may be your biggest saviour a week ago, Elon Musk? You called him a bloody hero on Boxing Day.
Yeah.
You said you were expecting a reasonably sized donation. Do you still think that? He's saying remarks now attacking Britain, supporting Tommy Robinson. Is he now political kryptonite to you?
Well, he's attacking the leadership of Britain. I mean, he's saying Britain's been terribly badly led, and that the grooming scandal, the mass rape scandal, which has resurfaced, and transcripts of what was said in court have been online, and I recommend you at home don't read them. You won't sleep at night.
The UK has faced systemic failures in tackling grooming gangs for a very long time. Distressing and painful reports have exposed countless cases of vulnerable young girls suffering sexual exploitation, often silenced by institutions meant to protect them. Investigations revealed authorities ignored or minimized these crimes, fearing accusations of racism. This allowed predators to act without fear, leaving victims and whistleblowers isolated and unsupported.
Sport problems, you name it. He's got his own campaign. We are a political party aiming to win the next general election. He's not what we need.
The fallout from these revelations has been nothing short of monumental. Public discourse has erupted once again, shining a spotlight on Tommy Robinson's controversial work, the glaring failures of political leadership, and the far-reaching implications for justice and free speech in the UK. As the nation grapples with these issues, a new and unexpected voice has entered the conversation. Billionaire entrepreneur and outspoken free speech advocate Elon Musk has thrown his weight behind Robinson, calling for his immediate release. Musk's endorsement has sent shockwaves through the political establishment, intensifying the already heated debate. His involvement raises critical questions about Reform UK's stance on Robinson, and whether Musk's global influence could pressure the party into re-evaluating its position. With public sentiment shifting and high-profile figures like Musk entering the fray, the situation has taken on a new level of urgency, potentially marking a turning point in how these issues are addressed moving forward.
Would you accept Robinson as a member of your party? You quit UKIP over the association with him last time.
No. Look, Robinson has been to prison many, many times for many, many things. Mortgage fraud, passport problems, you name it. He's got his own campaign. We are a political party aiming to win the next general election. He's not what we need.
Tommy Robinson became one of the most outspoken critics of this broken system. Through his efforts to expose these crimes, such as producing documentaries and challenging officials, he faced intense backlash. Critics labelled him an agitator and accused him of exacerbating racial tensions. Nevertheless, Robinson's determination ensured the issue remained in the public spotlight, ultimately pressuring authorities to confront the true extent of the problem. Recent revelations have brought a deeper sense of urgency to this crisis. Emerging evidence indicates that influential figures within law enforcement and local councils deliberately concealed information to evade political consequences. The staggering scope of these cover-ups has sparked renewed demands for accountability, with Robinson's persistent warnings now seeming alarmingly prophetic.
Truth, is it, Christian?
No, it's certainly not. I mean, at least in Britain, Twitter is still predominantly a left-wing progressive platform, at least insofar as we're talking about political Twitter. It has always had a left-wing dominance, and that remains the case today. And for that, it doesn't really matter who owns it. It's not as if Elon Musk was somehow clamping down on left-wing accounts. What he's done is simply he has relaxed content controls, and he is sometimes himself trolling leftist.
Elon Musk's, owner of X, formerly Twitter involvement, has introduced an unexpected dimension to this evolving story. Renowned for his advocacy of free speech and his defiance of political conventions, Musk has leveraged his platform to spotlight Robinson's work. By sharing links to Robinson's documentaries and openly questioning why the UK penalises someone for revealing uncomfortable truths, Musk has ignited widespread debate. His criticism of the UK's justice system and political leadership has struck a chord with many, amplifying awareness of the broader ramifications of the Grooming gang scandal.
Next tonight, Reform UK leader Nigel Farage has said that the English Defence League co-founder Tommy Robinson isn't welcome in his party. Follows high-profile support for Robinson. His real name is Stephen Yaxley Lennon, from Elon Musk.
Musk's public endorsement of Robinson has reignited discussions about freedom of expression and the vital role of whistleblowers in a democratic society. By bringing attention to Robinson's case, Musk has not only strengthened Robinson's credibility, but has also intensified pressure on UK leaders to confront the systemic failures that enabled these crimes to continue unchecked.
Tommy Robinson to join UKIP. I don't want him to join Reform UK, and he won't be.
Reform UK, a political party dedicated to systemic reform and government accountability, has frequently clashed with Robinson's supporters. Prominent figures such as Nigel Farage and Richard Tice have openly distanced themselves from Robinson, citing his divisive reputation as a concern. This position has led to a growing divide between the party and a notable portion of its potential base, who view Robinson's efforts as closely aligned with their own values.
People to vote for Reform UK, generally promoting articles which support their campaigning issues. Now, all of that's well and good for Nigel Farage to have one of the world's richest men, the US billionaire, close ally of Donald Trump, supporting him online. However, where it gets...
Nonetheless, Musk's outspoken support for Robinson could mark a significant turning point. Should Reform UK decide to align with Musk's perspective, it might mend the divide between the party and Robinson's supporters. This shift could reinvigorate their base while establishing Reform UK as a party unafraid to take bold positions on contentious issues.
Politics by tweeting on X, the site that he owns, in support of Reform UK is a bit of a double-edged sword for Nigel Farage. So he's always liked to take a pop at the Labour government, Sir Keir Starmer. It all began after the riots, Southport riots this summer, but over the last few days he's got increasingly inflammatory with his comments criticising Sir Keir Starmer and Jess Phillips, the safeguarding minister, principally over the issue of whether or not there should be an inquiry into the sexual exploitation of children by grooming gangs.
Reform UK faces considerable challenges in re-evaluating its position on Tommy Robinson, despite the potential advantages. Such a move risks alienating moderate supporters who see Robinson as a divisive figure. Furthermore, aligning with him could invite backlash from political opponents and mainstream media, who might seize the opportunity to undermine Reform UK's broader agenda through this association.
Where it gets a bit tricky is in this issue of his support for Tommy Robinson, the co-founder of the English Defence League, a man who is in jail since last October for repeating libelous allegations against a Syrian refugee.
Conversely, ignoring Musk's endorsement and the increasing support for Robinson's cause could prove to be a missed opportunity. Reform UK faces the delicate task of navigating this intricate situation, striving to expand its appeal while avoiding the risk of alienating crucial segments of its audience.
Farage has been very careful to distance himself from Tommy Robinson. In fact, he resigned from UKIP, which he formerly led back in 2018, because he saw the party as getting too close to Tommy Robinson, who had been hired by a later leader as an advisor. And since then, he's been very careful to ensure that his political involvement is in trying to bring Reform UK and UKIP previously more to the centre of the right of politics to make it an electoral vehicle.
Elon Musk's involvement carries significant implications for UK politics. By challenging the status quo and amplifying Robinson's efforts, he has reignited focus on the grooming gang crisis and the systemic failures surrounding it. Musk's criticism of political leadership and his demands for justice have struck a chord with audiences worldwide, shedding new light on the scandal and its far-reaching societal impact.
Latest polls suggesting it could win as many as 120 seats at the next election. He's holding a conference tonight in Leicester and a number others planned in coming days across the country. He's really trying to capitalise on this surge of support for reform seen at the last election. The last thing he wants is for his party to be associated with these more far-right elements, which Elon Musk certainly, by expressing support for both reform and Tommy Robinson, seems to be doing. So we heard him there really trying to straddle.
Musk's endorsement underscores the ability of influential figures to steer public discourse. His support for Robinson's cause has compelled political leaders to address uncomfortable realities and reflect on the broader implications of their actions. As Reform UK navigates this shifting landscape, it faces a pivotal choice. Embracing Musk's vision and aligning with Robinson's movement could bring together two groups with shared priorities, such as justice reform and government accountability. This collaboration has the potential to form a formidable coalition for change, capable of challenging established norms and advancing meaningful reforms.
Both horses really not distance himself too much from Elon Musk, but also to try and make the point that Tommy Robinson isn't welcome in his party. But I think in the public's view, the more that Elon Musk talks about Tommy Robinson, the more the two will become associated.
The risks, however, are significant. Reform UK must carefully weigh the potential advantages of aligning with Robinson against the challenges posed by his divisive reputation. Can the party afford to alienate moderate supporters? Or would failing to engage with this movement signal a missed opportunity to lead on issues of justice and accountability? Successfully navigating this delicate balancing act will be crucial in shaping the party's future and its role in influencing UK politics.
Tommy Robinson, people have been protesting in his name. What do you make of Tommy Robinson? Is he a good guy in your eyes?
No. All of that lot, we have nothing to do with them.
Even the protesters who have got banners up saying two-tier care, you agree with them on the policing and justice?
We agree with ourselves. I'm not aligning ourselves with Tommy Robinson's lot.
The startling revelations about grooming gangs and the systemic failures that allowed these atrocities to persist have reignited a nationwide debate on justice, accountability, and free speech. Tommy Robinson's unwavering fight for the truth, despite widespread criticism, has now been validated. Adding a new layer to this unfolding story, Elon Musk's outspoken support for Robinson has intensified pressure on political leaders and amplified demands for justice. As Reform UK evaluates its next moves, the party must carefully navigate a challenging terrain of public opinion, political strategy, and ethical dilemmas. Will this culminate in a groundbreaking reversal on Tommy Robinson? Only time will tell. What is certain, however, is that the events of recent weeks have profoundly altered the dialogue surrounding justice and systemic reform in the UK. The stakes are higher than ever, and the next move could redefine the party's future and the fight for justice in the UK.
His approval ratings, he's described Britain as a tyrannical police state and has said that it's time to free Tommy Robinson from prison. Now look, I'll be totally honest with you. This isn't the first time that Elon Musk has intervened on behalf of Tommy Robinson. Remember...
Stay tuned as this saga unfolds, because this is just the beginning. If you enjoyed this breakdown, leave a like and subscribe to our channel. Watch more videos here for the latest insights and updates.